Erica Mena was on Love and Hip Hop, and she took to Social Network the other day. I think it was a Love and Hip Hop excerpt
Right.
where she was saying she was crying because she went to court, and basically she was going to child support court, and she was awarded only only 4,000. Only reason I'm using the term only because obviously she was dissatisfied with the amount. All right, so apparently she only got $4,000 from Safari a month. She's only getting $4,000 a month for child support. Now, once again, I don't have no kids, so you always got to time in on this. I can give my opinion, but they always tell me if you ain't got no kids, how can you say anything? Because you don't know how it feels. And I feel them because sometimes it does make sense, but sometimes it doesn't make sense. I'm still gonna voice my opinion no matter what, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, $4,000 every month for their baby. Now, my thing is, what happens to is it when women child support? It seems like they don't even consider what they're making, like as if like everything is based upon the father, like their lifestyle and everything is based off of what the father can provide. And I find that to be strange because what does that mean when you have a baby? What you stop bringing in income, or your income only counts for you? It doesn't count for the child no more. Is the child income is only based on the father?
99% of all child support cases are the men on the other side. You might find a few 1% that the female is on the other side, and the only reason you're going to find that female on the other side is if they have a drug problem, and that's the only reason they're going to call them an unfit mother. You understand what I'm saying? Or they might put their hands on their child. You understand what I'm saying? Those three things. Other than that, then they're literally have more access and more chances. With all those things being said, they still have more chances of getting back their child, gaining every access they need to their child before a man does that actually works 24 hours a day, that literally comes to pays all the bills. And if they literally break up, he has to go and still pay those bills and take care of her the same way that he take care of what the things that he used to do. He's still gonna have to continue to do it. If she wasn't doing those things before they broke up, she don't have to do it. That's the strangest thing about when it comes to what they say, parental courts and all that. It's so weird. Why? Because in actuality, $4,000 is a decent amount of money for one child. It's a very substantial amount of money.
But is it though? But is it though?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because my thing is, right, all right, $4,000.
Her lifestyle. That's what she's paying for. She's paying for her lifestyle. If she was over here in Miami Gardens, shouts out to Miami Gardens, you know what I'm saying? And she could literally pay for one of these $2,000 a month cribs. The cribs is very beautiful in Miami Gardens, you know what I'm saying? They have nice,
Hold on, wait one moment. Speak to the people.
They have 3-4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms in Miami Gardens. She could be paying $2,000 a month. She could use another $1,000 out of that to fill up the fridge and buy snacks, take care of the kids and this and that. Even if she has another $1,000 over to pay for the light, the rent, not even the rent, just the light and the water and the cable and internet and stuff like that. And the kid got to eat.
All right,
and
this is what I want to say.
One end.
This one factor, right? Because I see a lot of people agree with what you're saying, right? Now, mind you, I'm innocent bystander. I'm a man with no kids, right? Let me tell you something. When those kids are going to those schools, can a child that's father's a celebrity go to a regular school?
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you're being recognized by kids that are less fortunate than you, that don't come from a great home, that don't have these great father figures and things? Aren't you going to be subject to be ridiculed? Like, aren't you going to be targeted?
But this is where you come into play. This is where you come into play as a parent. You don't, if you know that you're a kid, if you know you're popular in Miami, why would you send your child to school in Miami or Miami school, this and that? Oh, if I'm popular and this and that, I'm gonna literally go ahead, y'all move up to Palm Beach, or y'all move up to Gainesville and this and that, where they don't even actually know who I am. I won't put my kid in that position. I'm not gonna have my child on the screen. I'm not gonna be tagging my jits every day and being like, oh, look out, this is my son, this is my son. That is introduction to ridicule. Even if my kids don't do nothing wrong in their life, they're gonna look at my past, you know what I'm saying, and ridicule my kids for what I've done.
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what
So
I'm
now,
saying?
doesn't it cost for your wife for your baby mother to move? Like, doesn't that cost money for them to inconvenience themselves, move to some area that they're not familiar with, or they
Remember,
have less support system and
remember,
things of that nature?
anywhere other than the cities is cheaper. Anywhere other than Miami, California, New York, is cheaper on your budget in your pocket. You go anywhere. You could go to Iowa and get that $4,000 a month and go be in that big stupid mansion. But no, you want to be in the city where you want to go. You want to go on South Beach. You want to go in that $4,000 a month condo where you don't make no extra money, and then you try to use your luck and be like, oh, it ain't enough to live. No, you want to go into not even a $4,000 a month condo. You want to go into a $10,000 a month condo. That's what you're crying about. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. It ain't enough.
I'm being devil's advocate because at the end of the day, I see everybody in agreement with it. But how I feel is like,
At the end of
the
the day,
more
you're
money
not
you
being a
worth,
mother no more. You're being a beneficiary. You're not being a mother no more.
yeah, but
You're
at the
being a
same time,
benefactor.
now the child is being targeted. Like, okay, so Toya said they don't have to let them know, but your father is on TV. So how successful are you going to be in hiding that? How are you going to hide that? Like, some kids don't look
How
like their parents, but what happens when the word gets out?
how this until this social media network, a lot of people don't. A lot of people ain't know. A lot of people who were relatives with each other. That same way, but oh boy, you look like such and such. Oh yeah, that's my brother. Well, I didn't even know that until they look and see your social media page and see who's actually following you. Oh, that's my sister. That's my brother. They don't know nothing. The same way you said. But now it's introduced to the world. These kids live off of that. They want that popularity. The kids don't want that because they cherish that now. Oh, I want to be on TikTok. I want to be the next TikTok star. I want to be the next Instagram star. So it's a double-edged sword on how they use it, because the kids could use it in an arrogant manner and make themselves get targeted, or they could use it in that cool kid manner and be like, oh man,
Yeah, but
that's
you
just
got to
my
keep in
dad.
mind. You got to keep in mind though. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how much they try to disguise it, right? If this eventually reveals itself, right? If eventually people catch wind of it, is not that child livelihood in jeopardy?
Man,
It's not the
nah.
child livelihood in jeopardy if people find out that whose child that is?
Depends on the character of the person.
What do you
Just
mean?
like you said, it's just like the character of the person. That's just like I'm gonna just say a movie character. The same way we say that was Scarface, the drug dealer's kid, right? And you know that Scarface kid, and you go to the schoolhouse and this and that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody in the world, mama know that Scarface kid.
Yeah.
Everybody, the depends it's a good and it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Either they gonna take it like, oh, that Scarface kid, leave him alone, or they're gonna be like, oh, that Scarface kid go there, we got an opportunity to kidnap him.
Yep.
That's why I said it's a double-edged sword.
That's what I'm screaming.
That's
That's
from
what
the
I'm
parents'
screaming. For what?
perspective. From the child's perspective is how they carry themselves too. If they carry themselves in a better manner, if they project how their father or their mother project, oh, it's trouble for them. It's
No,
trouble.
no, that's facts. But my thing is, right? This is what it is, Planet. Listen, those kids, first of all, in school, and I'm gonna include myself, we were some of the most bullying, disrespectful people. Kids love joking to other kids. That's why you have kids commit suicide in elementary school. Because when we go to school as elementary students and middle school students and high school students, we're very judgmental.
Right.
And if we find out any personal information, we will hold that against you.
Of
So
course.
now, him being Safari, look how Safari gets ridiculed. Look how Safari is subject, even though he gets money, he's subject to getting ridiculed at times, right? Like when what was his name? Meek Mill jumped him, right? He was robbed in front of a radio station. All these chain of events that happened to Safari. Shout out Safari. But
Shuts
there's a
out.
chain of events that took place with Safari that will leave him subject to being ridiculed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine you being the child of this man. At the end of the day, kids are cruel. So what happens now when he's in school and they like, yo, your daddy's a punk? Or this is what happened to your daddy. Or your daddy don't even care about you. Your daddy don't even love your mama.
When a parent gonna step in to be a parent?
What does that parent have to do? I'm talking about the
Okay,
child.
all right. This is what the parent got to step in to be a parent. If they know their child is gonna be ridiculed to do all that, homeschool your child. You set up
Yeah,
that
but see,
platform. You
that's
set up that
easier.
platform. You set up that platform, and this is you did all this to your child, where your child can't go to a public school. Do you understand what I'm saying? You did this. And you can't put that on the child. If the child want a normal education, the child don't have to attach itself to your name. It literally could go to Ohio and go be somebody else. It don't have to be Safari's kid. It don't have to be, unless they say, you know, I'm Safari's kid, right? Until that is mentioned, they don't have to do that. That show is not known everywhere all over the globe. It's not a #1 show in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a United States show, and it's not the most popular show. It's not a Grammy rated show. You know what I'm saying? If it was at that point where it's Oscar nominated or something like that, yeah, that more people will know, and more you can go to Iowa and you can't go to certain places with that. No, but it's not that. It has a big following, but it's not that big. But you see what I'm saying? So you literally could go hide your kid in Ohio, and your kid gets a top-notch education for way low money, than try to send them to a private school. Before
No
you even
fact.
break that bank book, before you even go in your pocket.
But there's the inconvenience that goes on with that.
What inconvenience? The only inconvenience is she not making the extra bread. Where her money at?
But there has to be some compensation for inconveniency.
That's the only inconvenience.
Because
she ain't making no money. Where her money?
No, okay. So now you're gonna take the child out of now remember, we're social creatures now. You're gonna take the child out of this social environment and raise them, homeschool them.
We just talk about one blank book. $4,000. That's it. 4. We ain't talking about her money, what she making. We said 4 bands. 4. Now, you know
4 bands is a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie to you. It could cover any mortgage on a.
4 bands for you is a lot of money, because you don't have no kids. Period.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you definitely could live off $48,000 a year. You can live off $48,000 a year with no problem. Plus the little extras you get. You can live off of that when you by yourself. Now, when you want to make it seem that, oh, I got to do this for the kid, I got to do this for the kid. Okay, that's the child's money. And that's y'all kid. It ain't just his child. It's both of y'all. So now he said he got 4,000. Well, your 4,000 come into play. Now, if that 4,000 come into play, that's 8 bands a month. So that 48 turned into 96,000 a year. Who gonna complain then?
I agree.